Episode 2 of Am I Actually the Strongest? The episode where our MC casually commits war crimes and doesn't even bat an eye. Welcome back to another video on the VikingGnomeAnime channel. In this episode review of episode 2 of Am I Actually the Strongest? Well, goddamn, this episode was, this was something else. This took a turn I did not expect. Like, from the get-go in this first episode, when Haruto confronts his father about what's going on, and the father talks about all these bandits and such invading the territory, he just, like, straight up goes in, like, a very dark, angry mood because of all this, and tells Flay to shut up. And apparently that sort of attitude and resolve, I suppose, sets the tone for the entire second episode, where Haruto he's a cold motherfucker. Like, goddamn. I mean, to be clear, I quite like that, as I am sick to death of all these sort of MC Isekai characters being like, oh, we have to give them mercy, we have to be nice, you have to, like, be super whatever. But no, Haruto's just like, you fuck with my family, I'm going to burn you alive. Like, goddamn. So in this episode, we basically just get this confrontation arc, I suppose you want to call it, mini arc between Haruto and these Imperial soldiers dressed up as thieves or bandits that come from the Imperial country to the north. And, you know, we get just a few confrontations between them, and of course at the end he saves his mother and his sister from them as they get attacked, etc. But yeah, I mean, this episode, it's like, I really liked seeing Haruto just going straight off the bat to this, not the dark side per se, but like, if you fuck with me or my family, I will actually literally destroy you. I will burn you alive, I will just annihilate every single fiber of your being and not give a single shit about it. To me, that is a total fresh of breath air, especially in Isekai, where the MCs are usually just softballs. So I'm very happy to see that. I wonder why his personality is like that, and what he experienced in his last life that sort of led him to have this, let's say, potential brutality. Though, as someone wise once said, any good man must have the flair and the potential for violence and brutality. So I'm all for it, all for it. We do get some interesting tidbits in terms of the story in this episode as well. We do learn that, okay, how did these Imperial soldiers get across the border, as they're supposed to be border guards, etc. And then we do get some hints, including at the very end of the episode, when the father says, okay, so this shrewd vixen has finally showed her hand, implying that, that he knows who might be responsible for this and who might be helping these Imperial soldiers get into his father's lands and then cause trouble. So I'm sure we will get some intrigue and maybe some political maneuvering, some geopolitical stuff happening in the kingdom here in the next episodes, or just in general in the first season. Maybe there will be some sort of climactic battle between these factions at the end of the season 1, who knows, we'll see. I do like the few things that Haruto says in this episode. For example, again, starting with the shut up Flay in the beginning, and then up to the, yeah, I don't know much about these things, you know, about the kingdom and, like, soldiers in different countries and geopolitics, but they attacked us first, so I don't have to show any mercy, right? Hey, you know what? I like that logic. I like that logic. I approve. I approve. And also at the end, where Char basically finds out, okay, that her brother saved her and her mother, and she's like, are you a hero of justice, like my mother told me about? And it's like, yes, surely I'm a hero of justice. Of course. Clueless? Of course, I'm definitely a hero of justice. Yeah, I got my powers to defeat evil people. Yeah, huh? Of course. And Char just eats it all up. It's like, oh, I knew you were a hero. I was totally wrong about you. Yup. So, I mean, the second episode, I'm not sure what to say about it. It's like, I liked the contents, but right now I'm unsure what the show is going to be, because I don't really know where they want to go with this. I mean, I assume the story will keep developing in the overarching, like, geopolitics and such area moving forward, different factions, different things, and things will happen to or around our MC, so he has to intervene and do stuff, but I'm not just quite sure what specifically the direction they want to go in is from now. Hopefully some are good. I'm still unsure. But, I mean, it's not a bad episode, but I don't know, my expectations are tempered, so we'll see how it goes. One thing I did find a bit worrying in terms of the quality is that in the first episode review, I did praise the show for not giving Haruto just every single possible element and power, right? Sort of limiting his power to this barrier ability, and then seeing what he might do with this barrier ability and how they explain what he can do with this barrier ability. In this episode, though, he showcases that he can just use these barriers to basically completely heal soldiers, like severed limbs, I guess, or deep wounds, whatever, just completely fixed in a second with this barrier magic. Now, I assume that, okay, you can get away with explaining that he can do this because, like, it's a barrier, so you can maybe, like, close something that's been opened or teared, who knows. I would have liked an explanation of how he can do that, but what I am worried about here is that they will just use this barrier, him only having barrier magic as a gimmick, but at the same time, still allow him to do basically everything he would have if he had all the elements or powers, just by obfuscating it but behind being limited, or making the limit not really a limitation for him in the end. I would hate for them to do that, because I do think it's a strong point that he is limited in his powers in this way. So hopefully they don't go overboard with just stretching the possibility of what barrier magic can be to something absolutely ludicrous. We'll have to see though. I'll hold out hope for that so far. We did see though that even though Haruto used this barrier magic to freeze these soldiers in the hideout before Flay burned Soul to the ground where they were stuck and basically just burned alive. Goddamn. But in that scene, I suppose it showcases that Haruto couldn't really burn down the thing himself, right? Because he doesn't have the element for it. So he asked or told Flay to do it. Which I suppose does confirm the limitation of, okay, he could have done it himself maybe if he had the power, but it doesn't, so he had to get Flay to do it. Or maybe he just got Flay to do it because he didn't want to, not necessarily because he can't. We'll have to see again how that turns out with his magic abilities, but hopefully they don't fuck it up. I did enjoy the one funny scene especially in this episode. Ecchi? Not really, but just funny. When Char asks Flay about seeing two Harutos and stuff in the episode, and finding out that Haruto basically is powerful. And then Flay being like, if you worry too much about these things, you won't grow strong and big. And then they zoom in to Flay's chest bouncing, and you get like these boob bouncy sounds, and the cleavage, right? And then Char is like, huh, and then like touches her own chest, it's like, oh no. That scene specifically, I was like, god damn it, anime, god damn it. But yeah, that was quite funny. I like that. We end the episode with Char being completely won over and being totally in love with her brother now, so I guess that's good. The biggest potential issue though with the anime, outside of the barrier magic thing being stretched beyond its limitations, is, I don't know, it feels like the animation quality dipped a decent bit for this episode. I don't know, it felt less crisp and less clear, and not as, like, finished or, like, fleshed out or polished as the first episode. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know, like, I just, at multiple points, thought that this animation doesn't look as good as last episode, and the shots are, like, very similar. Like, is that just me? Is there something with the video? Like, is something wrong here, or did the animation quality actually dip? If it did, then that's a very, very, very bad sign that animation quality would dip in the second episode. But hopefully it's just like a one-off error or something, and it won't repeat. But yeah, episode 2 ended with us finding out that Haruto basically just commits war crimes for just on a casual Monday. And he's totally fine with it, which I'm totally fine with too. That being said, that'll be the end of this episode review. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all that good stuff. I do deeply appreciate support here for the channel. Also, what did you think of the episode? Did you like it? Hate it? What did you like? What didn't you like? What hopes do you have? Or comments do you have on the future of the show? Please feel free to comment anything like that below, and I will respond and read all of them. So thank you, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.